and you weren't sure if you were going to be able to carry on with the show. And we're so glad that you overcame that and, have soldiered on and did a great job as the guard. You even did a dance in that one.
Nah, but I couldn't get the shoes to make the noise.
Because it was a tap sort of routine.
Yeah, I couldn't get, and then I tried to get one of the girls to dance. But what I should have done, there was a couple of girls and the young kids, they were doing almost the tapping themselves. I should have taken them by the hand and come on and something. But
oh yeah.
You don't think at the time.
Yeah, but that was good. Had you obviously had experience in dance then?
Oh yeah, I used to down the Maritimes. I used to do the old fiddles, and I used to. But you see, that's why I couldn't dance with Barb, because it wasn't like a down Easterner thing.
Oh, okay.
See, down Easterners know only one thing when you hear that tune.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. You were born in Nova Scotia, right?
No, St. John, New Brunswick.
St. John, New Brunswick.
Herring Chokers. Not Blue Noses, Herring Chokers.
Yeah, I was born in a slubbin.
Ah.
In the middle of the winter.
Talk to us a little bit about your character that you portrayed in last year's production of The Music Man. You added quite a bit of personal input to that character.
Well, I did blow my line a couple of times, but I sure liked the drinking part.
Okay, tell us about that, because I don't think it was exactly in the script.
No, it wasn't, no. But I asked John, how far would I go? It's your part. It's your part.
And so you started the play, and you were a townsperson in Iowa. You had a little sack with you, and what was in that sack?
I didn't have a sack.
Or was it?
A blanket.
Oh, a blanket.
Yeah. See the guy was going to take my bottle away, the little Mickey?
Oh, so you had the Mickey.
Oh, yeah, and I drink from it, and Bob, the grocer man,
yes,
he takes it away from me, and he's walking away. I pulled out this big 40-ouncer and stuck my tongue at him and went like this, and he put it back. So, but I just did what I thought a drunk would do.
Yeah. And what did you do for the curtain call? Didn't you do something?
Well, I fell asleep, like a good drunk would do. And Bob moved me up, and the marshal was with me. And they were saying, bow, and I wasn't, I was asleep. And then Bob gave a hand up.
Always in character.
I try to. And that's mostly what I like in the thing. Leads and principles, you can't let loose.
Yeah.
I like character part, But
Tom, you were a constable, a policeman in 2 of our shows. Our Town, Thornton Wilder's Our Town.
That. Yes.
And Never Too Late, that farce. I noticed you were the policeman. Yeah. And so what is it with the policeman
I think
appeal?
It's a frame. There was another one, I was in the Crucibles, and I was the marshal.
Huh.
And another
Sault Marie,
yeah, and stuff like this. So I used to do commercials in Toronto, and they looked at the size, and I would be put in certain places, that they wanted that size to take up that size.
I see.
And I used to get 3, at those days, 3 written things. All they needed was a 4th, and I would have been in a union. I never got it. And I went down there 3, 4, or 5 years, just running back and forth.
But did they see your frame and say that would be a good
whatever
fiscal stature for a policeman?
I've been a truck driver. I've been like the marshal, a bouncer, and I was a referee once, and stuff like this. It was just the attitude.
Right. Okay. We've talked a little bit about this, but memorable moments throughout some of the productions. Can you think of any experiences where you were caught off guard, or someone skipped a line and you had to act real quick and improvise?
Well, like Peter was a great. Heine's husband.
Yes, Peter Platinius.
He was a great character for me. I'd feed off of him and he'd feed off of me.
Okay.
Like in these things, the drunk, now I was another drunk, the farmer, and he was doing I forget, the marshal or mare or something, and he was setting the kids up with the running.
It was Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
If you were the
No.
farmer, yeah.
Or was it Anne of Green Gables?
Anne of Green Gables.
Oh,
Yeah.
Anne of Green Gables, I'm sorry.
So
Yeah, he
anyway.
did Oklahoma in the Sioux, you know. Yes, Anne of Green Gables.
So anyway, he fell trying to get out of the way of the people, and I just jumped down and grabbed his coat to help him up, and I pulled the darn thing over his head. And he says, "Stick it, leave it in, Tom, leave it in," and all this stuff. And then, of course, when this music band, when the girls were doing that sick dance or something with all the white smocks,
Oh, yes.
and
Yes, the
The
4th
lady-
of July.
yeah, then she come running backing up, and she ran right into me and fell on my lap. I laughed. Oh yeah, didn't you see that? Her husband did. He said, "You should have left it in you too," but she didn't.
Yeah, I thought you would have left
You
it
know, it
in.
was when I just held on and
Yeah.
walked about, you know.
Yeah.
But she was so shocked. Her face was, ooh.
She
Right.
didn't respect it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, these things happen.
Sure. And I think you've handled all of those superbly well.
I do remember it was improvised all right between him and Pam at the end of Guys and Dolls and Thomas Big Jewel. And he never wore a hat during all of the things until the very last one he had a hat on. And people kept wondering, like you and the people were wondering, why is he wearing a hat this time? And at the very end he took the hat off for his bow, and Pam had put a happy face on that lovely head of his.
I want to talk to you about why, for so many productions now, you've taken the time to seek out the cast list and make appreciation plaques for every cast member.
Well, I've done them for years. I've been doing those for almost 35 years. Up in the Sault Ste. Marie, 125 for this one and another opera and all that. And it's mostly young people.
And you've been doing them for a good 10 years with us. And I know last year you really overextended yourself. We had a cast of 40 in the Music Man, and you did them all.
Yeah.
Eileen, going back to these plaques, tell me honestly, when Tom would get into these appreciation plaque projects, how did you put up with it? He would take over the house, wouldn't he?
No, he does them all here, right on this little desk.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a workroom in the house and
Down there.
down there at the camp, and also in the Sioux.
So once again, you appreciated what he was trying to do and
Oh, yeah.
supported him.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Oh,
two-
no, I
two
promoted
ways.
what he was doing, yes.
Two ways I'm happy. When I'm driving, I don't care how many miles. And when I'm doing them.
Tom, what is your participation in our theater meant to you?
Well, it's been about 7 years since I've been in it, okay, before I got on those two shows, which I appreciate you guys making room for me. But anyway, it's been and when I showed up, the faces, there's so many different ones, and they're so the same faces, doesn't matter the age group or not. It's when the King and I, or when it is now, the same little faces, wanting to do, and people that normally wouldn't do these things, doing it.
And so you just delight in seeing people focused with the activity of theater.
Oh yeah.
And you love seeing
I love
that.
musicals. I love to see them.
Eileen, what has the Little Theater meant to you?
Live theater, anyway. I like people. I found it interesting that I went to the rehearsals. That once we came down here, I didn't do it much in the Sioux, but I had more to do myself. But I'd like to see it from each rehearsal to the other, the progress that was made. And I could write, could comment on it and things like that. But I found it interesting to find from one to the other.
Tom and Eileen, you have been great assets to the North Frontenac Little Theater. Thanks for sharing your experiences and your story with us. It's meant a lot. And congratulations on your receiving the Certificate of Merit from us. We thank you kindly for it.
Is this when you open up the keg of beer?